How about now?
Quite better.
Perfectly clear.
Okay, thank you.
Better, it is better.
Yeah, okay. So I was discussing that first we want to understand what is this all concept talk about, which we have been doing since last, I think this is fifth or sixth. So let me share my screen with you, and from there we will try to understand what is all this about. So I hope my screen is visible to you now. And we have a YouTube channel, youtube.com/NJ network or /NJ also. And here we have one playlist called Sangam CRM Concept Talks. So when we take regular feedbacks from our support team or our implementation team, and we come to know what are the challenges that our customers are facing, not only with respect to our product, but other challenges also. So from those feedbacks and those observations, this concept talk was born. So I'll just, we have an introduction of concept talk video. Let me share that with you. Namaskar. We are starting a series called Sangam Concept Talks. And this will be talks or detailed discussions about the concept or philosophy or logic on how to use the CRM. So these are not technical walkthroughs, but these are detailed talks about the concepts which people face challenges with. And this can be like a detailed talk on how to get reporting or how to track your team, data cleaning, task management using CRM, sales management.
400. आपका आवाज, your voice has again gone down, sir.
Why?
Participation.
But otherwise, the main focus is understanding the core philosophy or psychology of the diagram. I'm
Sir,
sure
आपका आवाज फिर से नीचे चला गया. Hello.
also it will help people who are not using our CRM but other CRM.
It is video which is running.
So that video, I think it is audible or not audible?
Yeah, audible, but it is little bit slow. So people are, interrupting and saying that the volume is low.
I request all of you to please write in the chat. If everyone starts speaking, so then there will be a problem.
Nimesh bhai, there's a security setting in a Zoom where you can disallow all the users to unmute themselves.
Sir, I understand that, and I have already told my team that today evening they will do all these things for me. So as of now, let us complete this, और उसके बाद मैं वो इसको बराबर सीख लूँगा. No worries, sir.
सर जो भी होस्ट है he can take control of the mute and unmute thing. तो I request host और जो co-host है वो भी कर सकेगा सर.
ठीक है. So now everyone is muted, and your mic will not be unmuted unless and until you click there. ठीक है. So you might be using any CRM, but this concept talks will be useful to you. We are doing it every fortnight, every alternate Saturdays, and we will be posting it on YouTube once they are done. And we do it on every Saturday, so you can expect a video on every Monday. Thank you. Thank you very much for watching this. I am Limesh Parekh from NJIT Solutions Limited. Have a great day. So this is being done every alternate Saturdays, and I request you to that whenever you next we announce, which we will announce in another 2-3 days, you please attend that. Register your team members. It is beneficial. I think many of you are attending this session for the first time, and so let me walk you through what has already been done. And this is already available on YouTube. You can go and watch all these previous episodes. So one we had done on how to use OPRs for sales team review. This was on request. So most of the concept talks done were on the request. So we have a mobile and web dashboard called OPR, Open Periodic and Result. So this entire 100 minutes was dedicated to discuss the OPR dashboard and how it can be used for sales team review meeting. Then we have done one on data quality management. So whatever data we all input in the CRM, how to manage the quality of that data, and how to manage and maintain the quality of data with very minimum efforts. So there was one particular entire 2 hour discussion on how to track sales team and sales process. So there are lot of things which people want to track in the sales process, but obviously you have limited resource to track, that is your time. So what should we track? So that was covered in detail in this discussion. And then we had done one detailed concept talk on reporting in CRM. So how do you extract data from CRM? And there are a lot of ways to extract data, and there is a whole philosophy of reporting, extracting the data. So what is that? That was also discussed. So I request all of you to please have a look at this. I will just paste this in our chat right now. So maybe you can pick it up from here. Yes, and channel link is that also I will share. Yes, Surya has already shared it. Thank you very much. So now let us get to today's topic. So today's topic is lead versus opportunities. So we have one video which is 3 years old, and this is so apt for starting today's discussion. So that I will start our discussion with that video, and I will request all of you to please be ready with your questions and queries. We will have an open discussion after this video is done. So let's start. Hey, what's up, guys? This is Limesh Parekh, and you are watching Chalk Talk on CRM. Today's topic is difference between leads and opportunities, also commonly known as inquiries and deals. Now, many times people who are new to this CRM concept always get confused why we have two different modules to track sales. Generally, it would have been called as leads or just inquiries. That's how people track or manage sales before they are introduced to the concepts in CRM. And once they come to CRM concept, these two things sound very, very confusing. And people get confused whether we should be using leads or whether we should be using opportunities, when we should call lead or an opportunity. This video helps you to resolve that doubt. So first, let us understand what is the sales cycle typically happening. So you get an inquiry. You might be getting this inquiry from social media or your website or email or personal visits or personal relations or a call that you made or that person visited you in your expo or anywhere. So from anywhere you receive inquiry, that's an inquiry. That's an unqualified inquiry. So once you do the qualification process, now then if that lead or that inquiry is not qualified, you mark it as dead. And if you qualify it, you mark it as qualified or converted, and you create an opportunity. Now, let me share with you some of the tips. How do you do the qualification? Now, there are various thoughts or methods or logics on what the qualification question should concern. So let me try to simplify it and simplify it in a very Indian way, right? First question you need to think of is whether whatever customer wants, you can give or not. उसको जो चाहिए वो हम दे सकते हैं कि नहीं. And secondly, whatever we want, that fellow can give us something. Now, if you consider these two questions and if it is yes, then you go ahead. You can also deploy the concept what is called as PANP. Budget, authority, need, and timing. So once this is done, and you think yes, qualification is done, and he needs our solution, and he also has the authority to go ahead. They also have budget for our solution. Then you create an opportunity. What if this inquiry fails in the qualification stage? When you mark it as dead, and when you mark it as dead, you also give a reason why you have marked it as dead. It can be wrong timing, no authority, costly, no budget, not contactable, or even duplicate leads, or that depends on your business process. So this you can identify what is the. This will help you to understand whether your marketing process is going correctly or not. And when you have say 150 inquiries as dead out of 200 inquiries that you received, that needs an analysis. Why so much huge percentage of inquiries is getting dead? We'll come to this topic again. But let's go ahead and let's say you qualified that inquiry, and then now you start the process. So now you create an opportunity. When you create an opportunity, you identify two things which are very specific. First is expected closing date, and another is expected value. Now these both things are expected. So it depends on gut feeling of the salesperson. You cannot have any specific rule for this, but yes, this depends on gut feeling of the salesperson. So if I am the salesperson and I feel that this guy might buy in June or he might buy in September, I write that date accordingly. And if I think at some point of time that this deal might be value of say 20 lakh rupees, so I will write 20 lakh rupees here. Now mind well that these two fields can change, and it can be changed because these are again estimates. Estimates based on the gut feeling of a salesperson. So these things will require to be changed, and you need to allow that salesperson to change. Now how do you track how many times he has changed? Our CRM gives you ability to track that. How many times you have changed this? Now let's say what happens. This I have written as some basic steps which generally most of the people do in their sales process. But depending on your sales process, these things might be different. So we have one stage as demo given. So if an opportunity is assigned to me and I give the demo of my product to the customer, I will mark this as done, or the stage is demo given. The next stage will be the quotation given, and next stage can be the final meeting done. So once this final meeting is done, either this deal gets won or this deal gets lost. Now try to understand two different things. When an inquiry goes wrong, we mark it as dead. But when an opportunity is lost, we mark it as lost. There is a difference. And you need to understand. I'll give you an example. Suppose you have inquiry generated for case 1 and case 2. So we are considering two different scenarios. So inquiry generated is say 200, here also 200. This can be for any specific period. It can be for 1 month or quarter or week or day, whatever it is. So inquiries are generated is 200. It can be from any source, but 200 inquiries were generated. In first case, you mark 150 inquiries as dead, and in second case, you mark only 50 inquiries as dead. That means that you convert into deals 50 cases in case 1 and 150 in case 2. What happens next is you do all the process and do all the selling activities that you need to do. Now, this part is very important. I want all of us to participate in this, and I will once again pause, resume the video and then pause it. So this is a question for all of us. Both these teams or both the cases, case 1 and case 2, are getting or they are generating 200 inquiries. And finally, they are closing, means they are winning 10 inquiries, right? So that ratio is same in both the cases. But with the difference in number of inquiries dead and number of inquiries converted. What is our observation? And we will have a detailed discussion on that observation, because that is the key. That is the reason why we have these two modules, lead and deal. So I will request all of you to please watch this part again, or I will just replay last few seconds and let us have a discussion on this. What is the difference between case A and case 2? Let me rewind slightly. For case 1 and case 2. So we are considering two different scenarios. So inquiry generated is same 200, here also 200. This can be for any specific period. It can be for 1 month or quarter or week or day, whatever it is. So inquiries are generated is 200. It can be from any source, but 200 inquiries were generated. In first case, you mark 150 inquiries as dead, and in second case, you mark only 50 inquiries as dead. That means that you convert into deals 50 cases in case 1 and 150 in case 2. what happens next is you do all the process and do all the selling activities that you need to do, and finally you win here 10 deals. Here also you win 10 deals. So if we see these two are same, but what is the difference? There is a huge difference. So I would like to have an interaction with all of you here. What is the difference? What is the difference between case 1 and case 2? I will pause the screen sharing here, and either you can write in the chat or you can unmute and speak. I think my voice is audible to everyone.
Yes, sir.
So what is the difference between these two scenarios? Yes, this conversion ratio and qualification, all that is understood. I want somebody to discuss in pure normal terms which everyone can understand without including the sales jargon. Okay, so somebody said I want to speak. Yes, Bhumi, you can unmute. Oh. I think there is some problem with Zoom. I see more than 20 Bhumi. So there can be 25 right answers to this question, right? So there is no right answer, with single right answer. There can be 25 different right answers to this. So Gaurav wants to speak. Yes, Deepak Sharma says more opportunities lost means more business lost, which is a matter of conversion. So that is not the only case. We have to understand in multiple layers what is happening here. So what I will do is, yes, Tushar bhai, this is what it looks from the surface of it, that it is about effort versus results. It is not actually effort versus result. It is about where the effort is going wrong, right? So few reasons I have shared in the video. I will restart the video and then let us discuss that. If anyone from NJ's team can help me manage the muting and unmuting of people, that would be better. There are people who might want to speak. So let me once again start.
Hello.
Yes.
Good evening, sir. I am Gaurav from Kesaria Rubber Industry, sir.
Yes,
As per as per our views, sir, case 1 is better as comparatively case 2 because leads are both are 200, but in the conversion point of view, we get 10 in the first case and second case also. बट क्या हुआ कि जो फर्स्ट केस के अंदर हम लोगों ने कम एफर्ट्स करके ज्यादा आउटपुट ले पा रहे हैं, और जो सेकंड केस है उसमें हमने 150 मतलब 150 इंक्वायरीज में कन्वर्जन के लिए गए और फिर 10 की कन्वर्जन कर पाए, तो उसमें कम एफर्ट्स में ज्यादा आउटपुट आने के केस को हम कह सकते हैं कि बेस्ट केस है.
No, sir. What you said is partially correct. See, if we consider कि what is the effort, मतलब क्या था और क्या result आया. So we have 200 inquiries and we got 10 sales closed. ठीक है. We let us assume that the amount of sales is same in both the things. So then what is the problem? Right?
Can I say something?
Ramesh Saros here.
Yes.
Can I say something?
Okay. In the first case, there is a issue in the marketing. The message which you have given to the audience is not correct. So that is why a lot of dead inquiries are there. People have not understood what you are saying. So they just inquire about the product or services.
That is one of the observation and it is right. So thank you very much for your contribution. So what you said is right, but that is one observation. Like that, there can be many observations. Yes, somebody else also wanted to speak. Sir, please go ahead.
Is it putting the right questions in the course of conversation?
Yes, that is also something which we want to investigate. Yes, sir, you are audible. You can just speak out. Okay, let me play this video and let us complete this. Otherwise, generally, this one simple example and discussion of this will require us like complete 90 minutes to explore the scenario. So, what is the revelation? Let us see. What is happening here? This company might be spending a lot more on sales activities. Cost of sales will be much higher here. I'll give you the logic. When you are marking 150 inquiries as dead, that means something is wrong with your marketing. Something is seriously wrong with your marketing. Because most of the inquiries that you are getting are not suitable for you. They are asking some other product, they are asking some other price, or somehow the inquiry that coming to you is not compatible. Now, if we go here and if we check this ratio, out of 150 qualified inquiries that we are passing on to our sales team, we are selling to only 10 people. 140 people are getting lost. So there can be two reasons for this. Either this qualification process itself is wrong, or your sales team is doing some seriously blunder thing. I hope this makes a lot of sense for you. There is one more way to analyze leads versus opportunities or inquiries versus deals. I'll show you that. Now, let us look at this deals versus opportunities or inquiries versus. I think rest of the video you can watch when you are free, and maybe you can analyze some little more on what is being discussed here. But the emphasis that we want to put, why we have two modules. Let us imagine for some time that me and you, we all together are running a sari shop. ठीक है, हम लोग ने सिल्क की साड़ियों की दुकान लगाई है. And then we have someone standing on the road who is asking decent looking people to come into the store, and then we have a salesperson in the store or a lot of salespeople in the store who will actually showcase all the saris and like that. Okay, so there is some calculation which is done by the person on the road जो सबको साड़ियों की दुकान में बुला रहा है, and there is some kind of calculation which is done by the salesperson. So if we want to reduce our effort and optimize our efforts, what we should be doing is see how do we generate a lead, right? Or what is the how does a lead look like? या inquiry कैसा होता है? Let me take example of CRM as a product, and then we explore that, and then we will take your examples, right? And then we go ahead from there. So let's say for a CRM product, lead is anyone who has more than 5 people in sales and who has a sales process which requires follow-up, right? So if you look at all of you, right, or if you look at your businesses qualify for being called as a lead for a CRM product, correct? So now a lead is generated. But then there are a lot of other parameters, whether this lead will get closed or not. So anyone who has more than 5 people in the sales team or has a sales process which requires follow-up, it is not 100% necessary that he will buy CRM. And it is also not necessary that he will 100% buy CRM from me only. So inquiry generation and the qualification for that was two questions कि भाई उसके पास 5 से ज़्यादा अगर लोग हैं सेल्स में तो उसको CRM चाहिए हो सकता है, उसका जो सेल्स का प्रोसेस है उसमें फॉलोअप होता है तो उसको CRM चाहिए. सो द लीड इज जनरेटेड एंड दैट इज क्वालिफाइड. ठीक है, अब आगे का प्रोसेस होगा. जो अपॉर्चुनिटी में प्रोसेस चलता ना, शोइंग द डेमोन्स्ट्रेशन और डूइंग द POC और सेंडिंग सम सीनियर फॉर डिस्कशन, all that process is costly, and if you want to reduce or optimize that cost, the process of qualification is very important. So generally if we consider the entire life cycle of an inquiry, when you get an inquiry you will do some sort of qualification, right? And if you don't have qualification criteria for your own products what you sell right now, I will request you take 1 minute off and you try to write down questions. How will you qualify your inquiry? Let's say someone drops an inquiry on your website. how do you qualify whether that inquiry is qualified or not? See, how do we qualify? Rather than explaining that, let me share one video with you. That will
Yes.
be much better, right? So, inquiry qualification. So, this is inquiry qualification. This video is meant for NJ's partners, but I think it is relevant for your business also, 100% relevant. So let us understand what do we mean by qualification process and what should be exactly done in qualification, because uh, qualification done, right? And the qualification process differentiates leads versus deals. So when an inquiry comes, if it is qualified, deal is created. If it is not qualified, inquiry is marked as dead. So that is as simple as that. Now problem is the qualification process and qualification criteria itself is confusing, and it is very confusing. So let us watch this video and it will be clear what is and then I would love to take examples of your organization कि आपके सेल्स प्रोसेस में क्वालिफिकेशन का क्या होना चाहिए, and let us discuss that in detail, because for today's session I think it is not important what I speak, right? It is important if I answer your questions, and I understand there will be lot of questions and lot of confusions regarding this particular thing. So let me repeat something before you start watching this. When an inquiry comes to you, you do what is known as qualification process. If that inquiry is qualified, you create a deal or an opportunity. And if that inquiry is not qualified, you mark it as dead. Simple. बराबर है? अब ये qualification करना कैसे है? Let us watch this video.
नमस्कार मित्रों, पार्टनर वीडियो सीरीज का ये दूसरा एपिसोड और आप सबका इसमें स्वागत है। तो आज हम बात करने वाले हैं कि जो इंक्वायरी का क्वालिफिकेशन किया जाता है उसका क्या महत्व है और वो किस तरह से करना चाहिए। क्योंकि ज़्यादातर होता ये है कि कोई इंक्वायरी आती है और फिर हम उसका फॉलोअप करते हैं, फॉलोअप करते रहते हैं और बाद में पता चलता है कि उसको चाहिए ही नहीं, या उसने किसी और से ले लिया या उसका बजट ही नहीं। तो हाउ डू वी डिसाइड ऑल दोस थिंग्स। अच्छा, इसमें दूसरा एक बात ये भी है कि शायद आप खुद पर्सनली ये बराबर करते होंगे क्योंकि आपको बहुत साल का अनुभव है, लेकिन फिर आपका सेल्स टीम ये बराबर नहीं करता। इसलिए जरूरी है कि अपने पास ना एक इंक्वायरी क्वालिफिकेशन का प्रोसेस होना चाहिए। वैसे एनजे में इंटरनली हम लोगों का हिसाब ये है कि भाई 10 मिनट में नक्की कर लो कि चाय पीना है कि धंधा करना। तो जहाँ चाय पीना ना उधर मन चाय पीने जितना ही लगाने का, धंधा करने का नहीं विचार करना। बिकॉज देयर आर मेनी सिनेरियोज जब एक बार इंक्वायरी आता है और या तो अपना प्रोडक्ट फिट नहीं रहता है, उसका रिक्वायरमेंट अलग रहता है, कभी ये भी होता है कि उनका बजट नहीं है, कभी कभी ये भी होता है कि खाली पूछने के लिए पूछा था। तो ये जितना जल्दी डिटेक्ट हो जाए ना उतना अच्छा है, तो अपना एफर्ट कम लगता है। अब मैं आपको इसका ना कमर्शियल इंपॉर्टेंस पहले समझा लेता हूँ, फिर आगे की बात करते हैं। तो कमर्शियल इंपॉर्टेंस ये हुआ कि मान लो किसी ने इंक्वायरी किया, वी आर लुकिंग फॉर सीआर, और हमने हमारा सबसे सीनियर बंदा उधर भेज दिया। अब वो गया उधर, मीटिंग किया, पूरा डिस्कशन किया, 2 घंटे 2.5 घंटे तक उनको डेमो दिखाया, सब चीज़ समझा। फिर उनके लिए हमने एक पीओसी अरेंज करवाया, फिर वो लोग ट्राई करेंगे इधर, एंड देन वी अरेंज सम बैक ऑफिस सीनियर पीपल टू हेल्प देम टू डू दैट पीओसी। और ये सब कराने के बाद मालूम पड़ा कि उनको है ना सीआरएम में इन्वेंट्री चाहिए जो अपने प्रोडक्ट में है ही नहीं। सो नाउ दिस इंक्वायरी गेट्स सॉल्व्ड। अब आप सोचिए कि ये चीज़ तो पहली मुलाकात में मालूम पड़ सकता है। मैं तो बोलूँ मुलाकात का भी जरूरत नहीं है, आप फोन करके खुद ही मालूम पड़ जाता है। तकलीफ क्या होता है कि हम पूछते ही नहीं है कि भाई क्या चाहिए। हमको ज्यादातर ये डर लगता है कुछ।
This I think is the main problem that all of us have. Our sales team are reluctant to ask questions, right? वो हिचकिचाहट है सवाल पूछने के लिए, और वो सवाल नहीं पूछते हैं. They don't ask question properly to the prospective customer, and that is the reason things fail. And then you end up doing endless follow-ups with that customer, but then you are not very sure whether you want that customer will buy or not. But if it in beginning, if you had asked the questions, this problem might not have occurred itself. Mr. Alok ji, okay, let us try to play that again and see whether if it is properly audible and visible to all of us or not.
कुछ कैसे लाइक यू पूछ सकते आप पूछ के जाओगे, ज़्यादा तैयारी से जाओगे, ज़्यादा प्रिपेयर्ड होके जाओगे, कुछ ऐसा लेके जाओगे जो उसको सीधा काम लग जाए। तो इस केस में क्या हुआ कि आपने एक सीनियर बंदे की विजिट कराई, आप समझो सीनियर बंदे का सैलरी अगर 60,000 रुपीज़ है तो 2,000 रुपया दिन का हुआ, तो आपने उसे आधा दिन बिगाड़ दिया, मतलब 1,000 रुपये का तो आपका नुकसान हो गया। प्लस कंसीडर द ओवर हेड, तो दूसरा 1,000 रुपया, यू वेस्टेड 2,000 रुपीज़। और उसके बाद आपने वो POC करवाया, तो POC में और समझो आपने 1,500 रुपया खर्चा किया, मतलब आपने 4,000 रुपया ऐसी इंक्वायरी पे वेस्ट कर दिया जिसमें जानना बहुत सिंपल था ये करना है कि नहीं करना। सो टू reduce the cost, qualification process is very much necessary. To reduce wastage of our efforts, qualification process is very much necessary. और अगर आपको ना आपकी टीम को जो फ्रस्ट्रेशन होता है ना वो भी कम करना है, तो भी क्वालिफिकेशन प्रोसेस बहुत जरूरी है। नहीं तो टीम फ्रस्ट्रेट होता है, यार बहुत मुलाकात कर रहे हैं, बहुत विजिट्स कर रहे हैं, मैं डेमो तो कर रहा हूँ सर, मुलाकात तो कर रहा हूँ, लेकिन कोई क्लोज नहीं हो रहा। कारण क्या है? क्वालिफिकेशन ढंग से हो जाएगा, ये प्रॉब्लम है। सो नाउ मैं इस बात में एक्सपर्ट तो नहीं हूँ, लेकिन ये जरूर शेयर करता हूँ कि एंजिन क्या है। हम लोग क्या करते हैं कि whenever we get inquiry for each and every product we have few questions जो हम पूछते हैं, और ये पूछते हैं मतलब इट्स नॉट काइंड ऑफ इंटरोगेशन। ये जो पहला बातचीत होता है तो कैजुअली बातचीत में पता लग जाता है। हम लोग एग्जांपल CRM का लेते हैं बिकॉज इट इज वन ऑफ द कॉम्प्लेक्स प्रोडक्ट दैट वी सेल। तो आप लोग ये CRM लेना चाहते हैं तो सेल्स के लिए लेना चाहते हैं, सर्विस के लिए लेना चाहते हैं, तो वो बोलेगा सेल्स के लिए लेना चाहते हैं, या कभी कभी बोलता है। अच्छा सर कितने यूजर होंगे, यूजर बता देंगे। एंड देन वी आल्सो आस्क इसके पहले क्या यूज करता था, पहले क्या यूज करता था, ये मालूम पड़ जाता है। अच्छा इससे अपने को अंदाजा आता है कि उसमें दुख क्या है, कि क्या क्या तकलीफें हैं उसकी। फिर हम उसको एक्सप्लिसिटली ये पूछ लेते हैं, सब तो स्विच करना क्यों चाहते हैं, सिस्टम यूज हो रहा है ना, तो उसको अपने को कारण बोल देता है। इसमें से अपने को मालूम पड़ जाता है कि उनका पेन एरिया क्या है, व्हाट एडवांटेज दे वांट टू टेक आउट ऑफ आवर सिस्टम। और जब ये मालूम हो ना फ्रेंड्स, सेल करना, पिच करना बड़ा सिंपल। अच्छा क्या होता है जब भी कोई कस्टमर आपको ये बोलने को तैयार नहीं, आई सजेस्ट सेंडिंग द लिंक ऑफ वेबसाइट। उसका रिक्वायरमेंट है तो पूछते ही, और जिनका रिक्वायरमेंट नहीं रहता ना वो पूछते, तो वैसे ही पूछा तो आया तो आया, नहीं आया तो।
Okay, I think I will continue in English because we have few friends who would not be understanding Hindi, and so let us not continue this video. वीडियो में जो बात किया था ये मैं खुद आपको वापस से बोल दूंगा। I'll speak that for all of you. So the problem that we were discussing in the video is about the qualification process, and the challenge with qualification process that there are lots of theories like BANT, and there are a lot of other theories how to do qualification. But when you look at how things are operating on the ground, that is a problem, right? So we might have many statistical models which can be very nicely explained on the whiteboard or on the charts, but it is very difficult to make your sales team implement and use it. But when you have these two things, and when you have proper qualification process in place, right? So I will request everyone in today's meeting who is a sales team leader or a boss to define a criteria on how to qualify the inquiry. And if you want, I would be very happy to discuss at least 4 or 5 cases right now in the meeting. We can do that. So you can explain, unmute your mic and explain that scenario, and then you can ask what is the qualification scenario for you. So let's take example of real estate, right? And let's we have already seen example of CRM for you. So what is one line on how to define qualification. So let me try to simplify that. Ask two questions to yourself: whether what customers wants, I can give it or not. uh, I can give that or not, and whether what I want, customer can give or not. So if those two things are yes, that means inquiry is qualified. This is the simplest form of inquiry qualification definition. Now the problem is, in our particular products, you will have to dig deeper, slightly deeper into it. So when we talk about what I want, whether customer can give or not, that obviously means the budget is there or not. And if there is no budget, or that person doesn't have authority, so then he will not give me what I want. And what he wants, his need or his pain area, whether I can solve that or not. So for example, I told you, if I get an inquiry for CRM, but that fellow wants inventory system into the CRM, so I cannot give that because I don't have inventory system. In that case, this inquiry is not qualified for me. I should mark it as dead and I should stop following it. I hope I was clear. And I think now I would like to take some questions and queries on what should be the qualification questions in your particular case. So when you get an inquiry, you do that qualification process and then you mark it as dead, or you convert it to deal, and then you follow up that as a deal. So then after deal, there might be a longer process, right, which is costlier. So I think if you have any questions, we should take up that right now. How do you do qualification process, or what are your qualification questions? Anyone from you?
Hi, Mr. Limesh. My name is Gurtej. I'm from Avinash Developers.
Yes, sir.
So, as you are talking about the real estate qualification questions, and you have given a very basic examples about it. So, yes, it is relatable, and we do have a qualification process in our company.
Right. Sir, we lost your audio. Hello?
Yeah.
Yes.
Am I audible now?
Yes, sir. 100% clear.
Yeah. So we do have couple of qualification questions that we try to understand the budget of the customer. We try to understand what customer exactly want. He want a plot, he want a villa, or he want an apartment. We need to understand the specific location where he wants that particular product to be. And we need to understand like where he is working. Is he a businessman? Is he a government employee, or is he a private employee? So we have couple of this type of questions, a list or set of questions which we ask our customers before pitching any product. So it's selling is all what I understood is it's all understanding. We have to understand the customer and we have to give him a very nice solution where he will be happy, because customers' happiness is very important, which I personally believe. So this is just an example for the real estate few qualification questions.
Okay, now I have one question to validate whether our qualification process is going in right direction or not, right? And that will help all of us to take this thing. So the qualification questions which we discussed right now. So you might need that 5 or 7 information to go ahead and decide whether this is right customer for you or not. So how much time does it take for your salesperson to get those 5 information?
It's not a big deal. We can ask these questions over the phone itself when a telecaller is calling the customer. So there is a process. First, the lead comes to the telecaller. The telecaller called the customer, and in that particular conversation, she or he only asks all these questions to the customer, and then the filtered lead goes to particular person in the sales team. So, for example, I'm giving you, we have 23 properties across Chhattisgarh. So, for example, a person is looking for a property in Bhilai. So a telecaller calls the customer. She understood or he understood the requirement of the customer, the budget of the customer, and the location, preference of location where he needs a property. And once we filtered, asked these questions, we filtered the leads, and then we pass on the lead to that particular project manager or to that particular sales team member. So this is how we work in
Right.
Avinash Group. Yes.
Okay, so that is perfectly fine. One more way to evaluate whether things are working or not can be you can take a list of your open inquiries, not deals, inquiries,
Yes.
and
Yes.
figure
Yes.
out which is the oldest inquiry which is outstanding. Right? You can do
Yes.
that from your OPR dashboard also.
Correct. Correct.
Because all of us, when we have a qualification process, obviously and definitely we will have a qualification time frame also.
Yes.
That
Correct.
when you
Correct.
get an inquiry, in how many days you can qualify this, whether it can be an opportunity or not. So it cannot be very strict, like you have to identify in 3 days only or 1 week only. It
Understood.
can be like couple of days or couple of weeks or couple of meetings or couple of calls, whatever your
Correct.
steps are, right? And based on
Yes.
that, and this can be useful for all of us, you open the list of your open inquiries, matlab wo inquiry which are not there
Understood.
and which are not
Understood.
converted, right?
Correct. Correct.
And which is the oldest inquiry in that. And if we try to if we see that there is an inquiry which is like 2 months old or 2 years old, which is way beyond our expected qualification time frame,
Correct.
then that's an alarm.
Understood.
We need to talk and discuss that. I think this was useful for all of us. Now,
Right. Right. Right.
we will need a couple of more volunteers to ask this question. And if whether it is clear or not in your business, when the inquiry should be converted to deal, and why we are using
So,
these two modules. If it is clear, then fantastic. If not clear, then you can ask questions.
Sir,
okay.
one
So,
thing I want to ask you, sir.
Yes.
जैसे it depends on the business or the qualified time. जैसे आपने बोला कि एक वीक भी
100%,
हो
sir, it
सकता है
will
10
vary
days भी हो
from
सकता
business to business. 100% it will vary. See, I'll give you example of NJ. So we have like 3-4 products, and all these products have different qualification time and different sales cycle time. So let's say if somebody wants to go for Tally on cloud, that's a very simple product. So that person might make a buying decision within a week max. But if somebody wants to go for a CRM, the sales cycle is very long. So obviously qualification time is also longer in case of CRM. ठीक है?
यदि यदि अपन बात करें कि एक आइडियल टाइम कितना होना चाहिए कोई भी
नहीं sir, I don't think there can be an ideal time, but obviously it should not qualification time should not go into months.
तो मे बी यू कैन से दैट कि 15 days और 10 to 15 days
No, good that you asked, sir. So if we go little deeper into what our sales team is doing, you just imagine when you get any inquiry, how long it will take to give answer to this question, two questions. Which two questions? Whether what the customer wants we can give or not, and whether what we want he can give or not. So as Mr. Gurtej told in his case, it is very much required that they know which type of property customer is looking, right? So they will decide whether they have that property or not, right? So this is question to the first question. This is answer to the first question which I told. Secondly, they also want to know what is the background of customer. भाई ये job कर रहा है कि business कर रहा है, क्या background है? Why they want to know that? They want to know that to know the payment capacity of the customer. So now they can make a primary decision whether ये लेगा कि नहीं लेगा. ठीक है? Now these two questions or this qualification period will never be same for all the businesses. It will vary. So what is right for us, rather than going by some book or some article or some Harvard University research which they have done, it will be good idea to make an observation in our own business, right? So in our case also, if it takes 1 month to qualify a CRM lead, that's okay. But if it takes more than 1 week to qualify a telecloud inquiry, that's not okay.
Hello.
I will, yes, sir, please.
What I mean to say, if there is a quotation sent to you to
Huh.
the party,
Hmm.
and now what is happening? There is a comparison in market.
Hmm.
They are taking quotation from us, and they are comparing with 2 3 parties up.
Yes.
So, in that regard, how should we deal this quotation given to party? Because in market they are asking quotation with us, right? We
Hmm.
have given them quotation, then they are taking 3 quotation from all the parties. In
Sir,
that,
I have one question for you. When
yeah.
you give the quotation,
Hmm.
is your inquiry in the inquiry stage or it's in deal stage? मतलब वो lead है कि opportunity बना दिया है?
It is a deal stage which
Hmm.
they require the quotation,
Hmm.
and we are giving them the quotation.
हाँ,
But
so that is the
in the
perfect. Yes. Hmm.
other stage, they are using our quotation
Hmm.
with party
Hmm.
with comparison.
Yes.
So in that regard, how do we come to know that this party is going to give us the job? Then we have to wait.
No, sir. What we are talking right now, your question is about a later stage in the opportunity.
Yeah,
राइट सो यू आर वेरी क्लियर कि आपने क्वालिफिकेशन तो कर लिया था, उसके बाद
correct.
फिर समझा कि कस्टमर को एग्जैक्टली exactly क्या चाहिए एंड देन यू आल्सो गिव द कोटेशन.
Right, sir.
सो नाउ यू आर एक्चुअली इन द नेगोशिएशन फेज ऑफ द डील, राइट?
Mm-hmm.
फाइनल नेगोशिएशन वाला फेज है.
Mm-hmm.
सो करंटली व्हाट वी आर डिस्कसिंग कि भाई वो क्वालिफिकेशन बराबर हुआ कि नहीं.
Mm-hmm.
क्वालिफिकेशन तो हो गया ना, दैट इज द रीजन यू गिव कोटेशन,
Correct.
राइट? दैट
But
इज द रीजन यहां तक पहुंचा है. अब कस्टमर बाहर से प्लीज प्राइस मांग रहा है.
correct.
सर क्या हम इसके लिए क्वालिफाई कर रही है कि नहीं कर रही, कोई क्वेश्चनरी बना सकते हैं कि इस तरह के
बनाना ही
कस्टमर
चाहिए सर, बनाना ही चाहिए. देयर ऑलवेज शुड बी लिस्ट ऑफ क्वेश्चंस which you will have to discuss with your sales team, that when a customer comes you have to ask these 3 things, and once you get reply to these 3 things, how you decide whether this person will buy this product or not. And see, there is no concrete answer. The problem is that I'll tell you why people don't convert this inquiry or they mark inquiry as dead. ठीक है, मतलब किसी कस्टमर ने लेट्स से आई विल अगेन गिव एग्जांपल ऑफ माय कंपनी. वी गॉट एन इंक्वायरी फॉर CRM and we were doubtful whether he has a proper budget or not. ठीक है, so what the salesperson will do is he will never even ask the question to the customer and he will arrange a demo. वो उसकी इधर विजिट के लिए सीनियर सेल्स पर्सन को भी भेजेगा एंड ही विल डू एवरीथिंग, बट ही विल नॉट आस्क दैट क्रिटिकल क्वेश्चन. ठीक है, तो बजट के बारे में बात ही नहीं करता है. और he even doesn't talk about his particular requirement where he might want an inquiry. Why he is doing like that? Because he is afraid of marking this as dead. So marking an inquiry as dead is not wrong, it is perfect, वो करना चाहिए. But when your salesperson is afraid of doing that, he will keep on carrying it. And I will invite you to check your inquiries ka list and opportunities ka list and do something which we call as funnel flushing. Funnel flushing. Okay. And this should be done regularly. So at NJ, we do it every month. Okay. So we have 4 weekly review meetings where we don't do that funnel flushing, but before the end of the month, we do once what we call as funnel flushing. In funnel flushing, what is done is we look at the inquiries, and wherever we think that this inquiry should be marked as dead, we have question and answer with the sales team and then mark that as dead. Whenever we see an opportunity which should be marked as lost, we talk with the salesperson and mark it as lost. Let me give you some example. Uh, let's say we have Mr. Mohan Sharma who made an inquiry to us for CRM. We showed that the demo, we gave him the quotation and everything was done. And then he was talking with our team, then he had some negotiation discussion with our team, and then suddenly he stopped responding, and then he did not respond for 3 months. Now we know that his office is functioning, we know that he's coming to office regularly, so his business is running perfectly well, but he's not responding to our calls, he's not taking the calls of my salesperson, and my salesperson is not means courageous enough to mark that deal as dead. Why? Because he thinks sir बहुत मेहनत किया है, I have done so much effort on this, how can I mark this as dead or lost? And there is second fear that the salesperson has, that if he will mark this opportunity as lost, his seniors will बैंड बजा देंगे उसकी, they will ask him lot of questions. ठीक है? So he is afraid of marking this as dead. So what people do is they keep on carrying those dead inquiries and lost opportunities with next follow-up date, and then keep on going and going and going, and results are not coming. So I have seen many customers and many businesses also. I will give you one more example. Let's say people subscribe to services from India Mart and Trade India and services like that. So from there they get huge number of inquiries. So inquiries inflow is there, perfectly there, but problem is that they don't have a qualification process. So every day they receive 100, 115 inquiries, but there is no qualification process. So you are not marking that as dead. And because you are not marking that as dead, that your funnel is getting blocked. So there are lots of inquiries. Then you are not able to follow up. You are not able to focus which inquiry to follow up and which inquiry to ignore. So then you are following up each and every inquiry for a very long period of time. And then at one point of time, your team gets lost. And then they lose the track of which inquiries to follow up. And then the entire funnel will get what we can वो सड़ जाता है, and that's no use. So it is better to keep that funnel flushing very regularly and encourage your sales team members. And one more thing, this funnel flushing generally will not be done by the salesperson alone. It will be done in a group meeting, and that is very much required. So it's a group decision.
सर वन क्वेश्चन आई वांट टू आस्क यू,
Yes,
जो आपने कहा कि एक फनल फ्लैशिंग होनी चाहिए एक टाइम बिंग के फ्लेम के बाद, चाहे वो 2 months हो 6 months हो, तो उसका कोई हमारे को कोई क्राइटेरिया चूज करना चाहिए कि किस भी हाथ पे, जैसे अभी आपने एक एग्जांपल दिया कि सेल्स पर्सन से वो कांटेक्ट नहीं करता, हमारे साथ ऐसा होता है कई बार, जो मतलब जो कस्टमर है वो या तो मतलब इस बात पे अपॉर्चुनिटी छोड़ना चाहता है कि नहीं अब हमें रिक्वायरमेंट नहीं है, या फिर कई बार वो हमें कम्युनिकेट ही नहीं करता कि उसको कितनी रिक्वायरमेंट है.
I will give you answer to this.
आपका
I got the question, sir. Let me try to attempt this. So I will tell you what we do at NJ, and what we do is what we call as reverse delegation. Okay. Now, how does that reverse delegation work? So let's say Mr. Dhaval Khatawala from our office is following up with some inquiry, and that particular customer is not responding. So what he will do is he will ask his senior. So maybe he will ask to Tawfiq or he will ask to Limesh that, sir, can you please give a call to this customer, or can you please help me to reach this customer? I am not able to reach him and my deal is getting stuck. So that is one way of solving the problem that you told. Now, whenever I tell this kind of solution to my customer, my clients, my CRM clients, they tell me that if we allow this process in our office, my salespeople will come to me with everything. And I want to guarantee you that your salesperson will not come to you with everything. क्योंकि उसको भी तो जॉब करना है ना, उसको भी तो अपना रोजी रोटी चालू रखना है. If he gets all the work to you, he also knows that he will be redundant and he doesn't want to do that, right? So don't worry, he will not bring everything to you. But it is very much essential that a salesperson should not be left in isolation, and he should have a very strong feeling that his boss or his manager is with him. and his boss or his manager can help him with all the energy, resources, links, contacts, influence, everything. I hope I answered the question.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. I got the point, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
So can I speak something?
Please, sir, go ahead.
Thank you very much for this session, first of all.
Thanks.
We are into real estate.
Yes, sir.
I am attending this session first time.
Yes.
We have a very peculiar problem, sir.
Yes, sir.
We spend a lot of amount in getting the leads.
Yeah.
Via a lot of media, social media, paper ads, other things. And we are very specific about our marketing part also.
Yeah.
If we have a projects from 25 lakhs to 1 crore, 2 crore, we specifically mention the budget and the location in all our marketing leads.
Yeah.
Accordingly, we get the leads project wise and we capture them into CRM. But when the sales team takes it over, after certain time of discussion, maybe a month or 2 months or so, the lead gets dead. When we take it as a review, why it is dead, the team says, sir, it was not relevant. Unko yahan nahi chahiye tha. The budget was not supposed this. So my question is, when we are initially passing on the information of the project, then why the client or I mean, why do they take a month's time for all of us and then we have to mark it as dead?
I've got two replies to this, and this is a very relevant question, sir. It is not only relevant in real estate, it is relevant in all the businesses, right? And I'll tell you what we do in this case. So let's say we have one marketing team, inside sales team, and a sales team. So what I will do is I will give you, I will share the screen and we will talk with one example that would be much better for all of us, and it will make things very clear. So this is a very peculiar problem with many organizations. So let us discuss this in detail. So let's say we have 100 inquiries or inquiries generated. Now, who is responsible for generating inquiries? Which team? So we will say marketing team. Okay, and out of that we have 80 inquiries qualified, which means deals or opportunities generated. Who is responsible for that? Sometimes it is marketing team, but for proper understanding, we will call it as inside sales team. Or you can call as marketing team also, no problem. Okay. Now, in just 2 minutes, we will be there with our problem. And let's say sales closed means 1. That is 10. Who is responsible for this? Sales team. This is the scenario. Let's say this is team A, and then we have team B, which has 100, 20, and 10. So these are the statistics of two teams which we have with us. And we want to understand what is wrong where and where should we take help of whom. So what typically happens is that, and this is a perennial fight between marketing team and sales team. मार्केटिंग वाला बोलता है कि सेल्स वाले घूम रहे हैं, दे आर टेकिंग अलाउंसेस बट दे आर गुड फॉर नथिंग पीपल, दे आर नॉट डूइंग एनीथिंग. एंड सेल्स वाले बोल रहे हैं कि वी आर ऑलवेज गोइंग आउटसाइड, वी आर विजिटिंग द कस्टमर्स, वी आर गोइंग आउट इन रेन एंड सो मच सन, हम पूरे शहर की धूल या खाक छान मारते हैं. और मार्केटिंग वाले आराम से एसी कैबिन में बैठ के टाइम पास कर रहे हैं. सो बोथ ऑफ देम आर थिंकिंग दैट द अदर वन इज यूजलेस फेलो. द बेस्ट आइडिया इज दैट देयर शुड बी ए वेरी फ्रीक्वेंट मीटिंग्स बिटवीन दीज टू टीम्स, sales team and marketing team. And if the qualification responsibility is on the third team, then that should be also there. Achha, whenever all these things are done by one person only, there is no problem because one person knows the entire story, right? All of the owners right here today in the meeting, I want you all to imagine what was the issue when you started the business. There was no problem, right? Because you were generating inquiry, you were doing the qualification, and you were closing it. So you know everything from the starting point. But here the problem starts. So if we have joint meetings between the sales team and marketing team, or if you call the marketing person also in the sales team meetings, then lot of information will be exchanged. Now, only thing that in such kind of meetings, you will have to preside over the meeting and make sure that everything is going positive and in right direction. Otherwise, the blame game will start. Let me give you an example. So we are having, we have generally our meetings on Monday morning, Monday first half, and that sales meeting, the marketing team will also attend. So why they are attending? Because when the sales team talks about the challenges faced by market sales team uh, in the qualification process or in the deal closing, they will come to know where things are wrong. I will give you one real life scenario what had happened in NJ in 2011. 2010-11, I can say. So we had launched one product called NJ Synapse in 2010, and that product is an advanced IPBBX. We still do that. It is still called Synapse only. It's a call center solution. So it's an intelligent alternative to IPPBX. So we got around 500 inquiries in first 3 months of our marketing efforts. And out of these 500 inquiries, 495 inquiries were lost, dead, right? They did not qualify. Why they did not qualify? Now, because see, just imagine you getting 500 inquiries and inquiries qualified are only 5 and you get to sell 2. Now, that's an horrific calculation, right? You will get scared of this. So we tried to figure out what was wrong. Why this qualification ratio is so bad? It turned out that we sent a wrong message to the market. हमारी मार्केटिंग टीम ने जो बनाया था उसमें ऐसा लिखा था कि द इकोनॉमिकल अल्टरनेटिव टू आईपीपीबीएक्स, which is a wrong message. We are not an economical alternative. When we tell to the world that we are an economical alternative, people are thinking that if PBX is 20,000 rupees, NJ is selling something for 10,000 rupees. No, we were selling for 1 lakh rupees. So ours is a costlier solution. But because the messaging went that we are it's a cheaper solution, people who were looking for cheaper solution came to us. Then when this was discussed and it was cleared and the messaging was clear, then what happened is that we started to get 40 or 50 inquiries, and out of that the closure went very nicely. So for the problem, sir, that you told me, I think the best solution will be to have joint meetings with your sales team and service team. And no, sales team and marketing team. I'm sorry for that. And let marketing team also understand and analyze why these inquiries are getting lost. That did not need not be in the meeting only. अच्छा, बहुत बार कैसा होता है कि let's say I will once again take example of Mr. Mohan Sharma. So he sent me a message that I want CRM. So that's an inquiry generated by me, let's say. Now I give that inquiry to, let's say, Tawfiq Patel in our team. And I ask Tawfiq that you please follow up with him. Now while Tawfiq is following up, something went wrong or I don't know what happened. Mr. Mohan Sharma stopped corresponding to Tawfiq, or maybe something popped up, then things went wrong. Now if I and Tawfiq don't have that talking terms and talking each other with confidence, so we will not discuss itself. Tawfiq will just presume that ये लिमिट सर देते ना वो इंक्वायरी काम का नहीं है. So if we go deeper and if both of us talk it nicely and meaningful discussion happens, then Tawfiq can update me, sir, actually Mr. Mohan Sharma wanted inventory and which is not there in the CRM. So we cannot give him CRM. So now it is a learning for this marketing person. So this marketing person knows now if someone wants inventory, it is not an inquiry for us. I should say no. Okay. So that is a learning for marketing team. So our marketing team, whenever they attend our sales team meetings, they will decide what they want to change in the website or their marketing or their ads or communication. Everything is required. I
Sir,
hope I answered your question.
yes, sir. Sir, given a chance, if
Hmm.
the project's volume is not very big,
Hmm.
and both the marketing and the sales team are the same person or the same guys,
Ha.
then how to solve about it?
Then this should problem should not arise, sir, because same person is making the decision. इसका मतलब ये हुआ कि जब भी आप क्वालिफिकेशन कर रहे हो तो अभी राइट क्वेश्चंस नहीं पूछ रहे हैं शायद.
Okay.
Right, and many times I have seen even in with NJ's team also we had that kind of issues. Sometimes what people do is they don't try to connect properly with the customer. वो ऊपर ऊपर से पूछ लेते हैं और वो फॉर्म भरने को बोला इसलिए भर देते हैं. They don't actually connect to the customer. They don't want to understand the pain of customer. वो फीलिंग नहीं ले रहे हैं, तभी ऐसा होता है.
That means the qualification is not done properly.
100%, sir. I think people put over emphasis on negotiation part. According to me, if qualification is done right, negotiation becomes easier.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Can I ask my question?
Please, sir. Please go ahead.
We have two product group. One product group is capex item. Like basically we are into medical equipment, so we sell various equipment also, and then we also sell the consumables also.
Yes.
So in the equipment part, the qualification process is much more simpler, and it is on expected line. But when we try to sell the consumable products to same doctor, it becomes very difficult, because say for example he is buying a knee joint, so he's anyway every month he's buying 5 knee joints, and I have to sell him again knee joints. So I know that he has a budget, I know he is going to buy 5 knee joints, and but he doesn't like the brand, or he doesn't like the way it is being sold, or the maybe his pricing is the issue. But then how we qualify the consumable product customer, that he is my customer, or I should work hard on him, or he is not? The budget is there, the requirement is there, every month he is buying. So that qualification does not come into picture, but the picture comes that how do I know that he will give me a chance, or he will buy my brand, or I might have to put some different messaging. How do I qualify him as my potential customer?
Okay, so here we have our concept of नया धंधा पुराना आदमी, पुराना धंधा नया आदमी. And we often face this kind of issues with in our team in NJ. So let me mute all. Yeah, sorry for that. So in that case, that what we do is when we figure out that our sales team is not able to figure out properly or qualification nahi ho raha hai, so then me or Tawfiq or someone senior from our team will try to follow up with 5 or 7 or 10 or 15 customers. So we try to do that sales process ourselves, right? So then we can analyze where the team is going wrong or how to detect that, whether he will buy the product or not. So let me give you one more example. In our case, we have a product called, I will request team to please manage the microphone. It is causing a lot of disturbance. So we have a product called Tick Tick Sampark Setu, and one of the functionality of product is that it can send WhatsApp and it can create campaigns in WhatsApp. So it is used for marketing. But slowly we figured out that the people who are using it very nicely are people who are organized or who want to be organized. These are generally proper sales professionals or any other kind of professional self-employed people. But people who are like traders or जिसको bulk में करना है या खाली hardcore sellers है, they are not able to use that product. Why? Because that product requires certain type of engagement with the process. So this information was used in the marketing, or this information was used in the qualification process also. तो उससे मालूम पड़ता है कि ये कस्टमर में नहीं जाएगा. So I think Ashish bhai, what solution can be done is you can uh, designate one of your senior salesperson to do proper analysis and come up with, analyze 20-25 cases on his own, and then come up with the conclusion कि क्या चलता है क्या नहीं चलता है. And in sales I found one thing, it is very much like Indian philosophy of God. There is no one right solution, it can be anything. तो मेरे यहाँ क्या चलता है, आपके यहाँ क्या चलता है, ये अलग अलग होगा. मेरे साथ क्या चलता है, मेरे भाई के साथ क्या चलता है, ये भी अलग अलग. And that is perfectly fine, no problem in that. So the solution for this can be somebody senior looking into it and doing at least, or analyzing, or doing at least 10, 20, 30 cases on his or her own. That will give you the answer, sir. 100% it will give. I hope I answered the question. Thank you. Yes, sir. Any more questions?
No, sir.
Okay. So is it clear to everyone inquiry कब होना चाहिए और inquiry को convert कब होना है? When to convert the inquiry?
One more question.
Yes, Saurav, please go ahead.
Sir, जैसा आपने बताया, the person for the marketing as well.
Saurav, I just muted all, so you'll have to unmute yourself again, then please speak.
आपने सर जैसा बताया कि if the marketing person and the sales person are the same, and after the review meeting they come up with the answer कि सर मैंने तो बोला ही था, या हमने हमारे WhatsApp में ये डिजाइन गया था, बजट था, लोकेशन था, सब जानते थे, बट पता नहीं फिर भी सर महीना भर बात हुआ, 10 दिन बात हुआ, फिर बोलते हैं नहीं लेंगे. So what should a management do to this answer?
Sir, there are 2 or 3 things which can be observed in this. Number one, not each and every salesperson might be getting this kind of results. Right? अगर आपकी सेल्स टीम में सब लोगों को ये प्रॉब्लम आ रहा है, तो ये कुछ यूनिवर्सल इश्यू है. कुछ लोगों को ये प्रॉब्लम ज्यादा होता है, कुछ लोगों को ये प्रॉब्लम कम होता है. ठीक है, तो जिनको कम प्रॉब्लम है ना, उसके पास से शायद सीखा भी जा सकता है. और यहाँ पर भी सॉल्यूशन तो वही होगा, that someone senior will have to dig deeper into that process. कि ऐसा क्यों हुआ कि जो कस्टमर को कस्टमर ने पहले सब चीज में हाँ बोला था, yes I am interested, and that customer looked very prospective and we were very eager to sell in the product, but then after 1 month or after a few weeks of interaction he is like not interested. अब वो नहीं करना चाहता. So something is obviously wrong here. So somebody senior looking into few cases will be clarified. So in our case, what we do is we do random feedback calls to our pipeline, to our funnel, right? So that calls are generally disguised as feedback, and we want to take feedback of 2 things. First is whether our sales process design is okay or not, and second thing is whether our particular salesperson is doing things right or not. So in that case, you might get a call from NJ telling Gaurav sir, Mr. Raj from our team is following up with you for CRM, and I hope you have got all your questions and queries answered. Is there anything that I can help? I am the team leader speaking. Now, once we do this kind of practice and we start calling to the customers also, so that gives us immense insight into what's getting wrong. And I think that will be a primary duty of a sales manager or sales team leader to figure out what is wrong.
Great, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and Sauravji, we have one more feature in our CRM which can be useful for this, which we many customers use it, and that feature is called owner notification. See, primary function. Okay, by the way, let me do some shameless promotion here. If any one of you has not yet read the book called Cracking the CRM Code, either you can buy online or you can share your address with me. I will send you a signed copy. You read that book. All the points that we discussed today in this meeting are in detail discussed in that group, in that book. Okay. So owner notification. Yes, sir. Owner notification concept is discussed in the book. So fundamental purpose of the sales management is, see, sales managers have a lot of experience and sales people have a lot of information. Now, if we have proper mechanism to exchange this information with this experience and do it on a regular basis, sales management, sales team is very efficient. And you analyze this on any perspective, this is 100% true. So whenever sales teams are meeting very frequently and doing meaningful discussion, right? I have seen many sales review meetings where entire focus is on two things. First discussion is, अरे यार तुम्हारा टारगेट नहीं मीट हुआ है, your target is 10 lakh rupees and you have only reached 2 lakh rupees and it is already 17th. What are you doing, man? This is discussion. Second discussion is, how the hell did you spend 250 rupees on conveyance from going from here to Gandhinagar? So that discussion, these two discussions are useless, 100% useless. If we need to do review meeting, we need to discuss exactly what problems our sales team is facing and how to resolve that. Okay. So in owner notification, what happens is that as a boss, as a team leader, on your mobile, you get to see all the inquiries and deals that are being followed up with your sales team. So you just see last comments or deals modified yesterday or something like that. And whatever is confusion that you see in that particular deal, you write there. Right. So whenever you write, if I write a comment on deal, which is followed up by Tawfiq gets an email that Limesh has commented on your inquiry. Now, when as a sales manager, I look into deals of my companies, सर बुक ईमेल पे नहीं आएगा, हार्ड कॉपी आएगा, तो आपको एड्रेस भेजना पड़ेगा मुझे. और अगर ई बुक लेना है तो देन यू हैव टू बाय फ्रॉम अमेजोन. हार्ड कॉपी मैं आपको फ्री में भेजूंगा, गिफ्ट मेरे तरफ से. So when the sales manager will look at the deals and opportunities in detail one by one and comment on that, so that will give you a fantastic result. So then that works. ये प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व हो जाएगा जो अभी आपने बोला हो.
सर जो अभी आपने कहा हार्ड कॉपी भेजने के लिए, तो कैसे मंगानी पड़ेगी? एड्रेस भेज के आपको?
हाँ, आप एड्रेस मुझे व्हाट्सएप पे भेज दो या ईमेल भेज दो ना, चलेगा. ओके सर, ओके सर. है ना. आई विल राइट डाउन माय नंबर फॉर ऑल ऑफ यू, 9558821650. नहीं, मैंने टाइप कर दिया, चैट में से आप ले सकते हैं.
थैंक यू सर.
ठीक है. So my number and email ID both are given. You can use that. So I hope today's session was useful to you.
Yes, sir. Great.
Okay, thank you. And we will post this, means we will do some post production on this video, and we will put this video by Monday end of the day on YouTube. And I request once again to all of you to please visit and watch previous videos, because if you found this useful, you will find other videos also useful. And one more important request I want to make to all of you. You can suggest what should be the topic for concept talk after 15 days. ठीक है. तो आपको क्या लगता है कौन से मुद्दे के ऊपर डिस्कशन होना चाहिए? That we will do. So you just let us know. You can write in our ideas exchange group. I hope all of you know that we have a WhatsApp group called CRM Ideas Exchange, जिसमें आपके कंपनी से एक या दो रिप्रेजेंटेटिव होंगे, जनरली वन. सो यू कैन राइट देयर व्हाट इज द एक्सपेक्टेड टॉपिक दैट यू वांट अस टू कवर इन नेक्स्ट कांसेप्ट टॉक.
तो नेक्स्ट मीटिंग कब करेंगे आप?
एक सैटरडे छोड़ के अगला सैटरडे के बाद का सैटरडे. जैसे आज 17 है ना,
आपको टॉपिक व्हाट्सएप से.
आज 17 है तो 24 को नहीं होगा, 1 तारीख को होगा, 1 मई को होगा. 1st March नहीं sir, 1st.
Okay sir, चलेगा.
Ideally, first and third week of Saturday.
Yes, every alternate Saturday. Yes, every alternate Saturday.
Sir, we are really thankful. All the informations, काफी कुछ solution मिल गया है, काफी कुछ अभी रह गया है. So we have to discuss by WhatsApp or the
Welcome,
email.
sir. Welcome.
Next meeting में हम शायद उस topic
And
पर
we,
discuss करें.
as I shared with all of you in the beginning, we already have recordings of previous concept talks uploaded to our YouTube channel. So please go there and watch those videos. It will be very useful for you.
Okay sir.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Somebody was asking some question. Please, sir, go ahead.
Nimish, this is Sunil Gader from Eden. Can you hear me?
Yes, Sunil ji, please go ahead.
Nimish, I think before we, if you allow me to end the concluding part of the session by asking a few things,
Yes, sir.
I won't take more than 2 minutes.
Yeah, please.
Okay, so what I had in mind, I mean, I don't know how many of these 246 participants that are showing up on the screen right now are from the IT background, or IT companies or organizations.
Yes.
What we have been discussing is about real estate, so one size fits all doesn't apply to most cases, correct?
Yes.
Now, from our standpoint, like what I'm about to discuss is the dot from where we start to draw a line, okay?
Yes.
Now, even before I think, this is what I felt and I've realized this, even before we start engaging the prospect in discussions of qualifying business parameters, we are often worried it might end up antagonizing the prospect and damage the opportunity altogether.
Yes.
This is gross and should never be the case. Now, I've read through umpteen number of IT system integrators and solution partner websites, okay, where they're talking about being best-in-class IT solution product and services vendors. Their objective is to understand customers' businesses, analyze issues, and address them through subject matter experts. This never happens, honestly. It looks good to read on a website, okay? Now, the most important part is, I'm just trying to create an analogy here. Like God gave Moses the 10 commandments in the book of Exodus, right? At Eden Infosol, our management think tank and sales together has devised 9 qualifying commandments, that we need to ask the customer. At times, it is going to be difficult to ask all these things over a conversation on the phone. Okay, what is stopping us from sending these 9 commands? So for Eden, it could be 9 such commandments, for anybody else, it could be 5 or 6. But the amount of information that you could gather if the customer is replying to those 9 questions or 5 questions is going to be immeasurable in terms of you trying to analyze the right solution for that customer.
Yes.
And the last concluding part would be, when would it be a good time for us to schedule a meeting with you, sir? I've understood your problem that you are trying to seek and fix, with our solution. We would now like to meet and discuss this with you upfront. Most of the time, sales is not in a position to ask so many questions, as I said earlier, because you fear that you might antagonize and damage the prospect. Like, many a times you might not even want to know when he would like to pay you, right? So if he says 45 days, you still would say fine, because I don't want to lose the sale by telling this customer that my company is saying 15 days, right?
Right.
How many people would even ask, sir, can you give me 50% advance? I mean, at least I should make an honest attempt to check, whether he's able to give me an advance, Forget about what percentage of advance he's willing to pay me. So there
is some solution which can be done here. And there are 2 things which we have practiced and it has worked in NJ, right?
Yeah.
So first is in trainings, we do what we call as role play.
Yeah.
ठीक है, मतलब ये हुआ कि कोई
mock sessions.
हाँ, mock sessions हम उसको बोलते हैं कि भाई तू कस्टमर की तरह बात कर, the way your customer is talking, and I will talk like a salesperson of NJ, so that gives you very clear cut idea कि मैं कैसे respond करता हूँ, so you get to learn from that, right? Similar to this, what we do is, let's say if Nimesh is going to speak to some customer, then that recording of that meeting we will share with our sales team also कि भाई किस तरह से ये questions पूछे गए थे, किस तरह से एडवांस मांगा गया था, किस तरह से एडवांस नहीं देने के ऑब्जेक्शन को हैंडल किया गया था, right? All these learnings will be useful for our team. So that is the part where we role play का है. और ये जो मैंने दूसरा वाला बताया, that we call as demo. ठीक है? So let's say, for example, someone from my sales team is telling me that Sir Sunil Gera is not listening to me and he is not ready to make advance payment. I need your help. ये वो रिवर्स डेलीगेशन वाला बात है. फिर क्या होगा कि आई विल नॉट टेल दैट पर्सन, हाँ ठीक है तू छोड़, मैं सुनील से बात कर लूंगा. आई विल नॉट टेल दैट. आई विल टेल हिम दैट यू कैन वी अरेंज ए कॉल विद सुनील, सो लेट अस हैव डिस्कशन. तो प्रॉब्लम समझते हैं. एंड व्हाट यू टोल्ड इज 100% करेक्ट. आवर सेल्स टीम इज रिलक्टेंट. हिचकिचाहट है मन में, पूछते नहीं है. ठीक है. अच्छा, ये जो नई पूछने का बात है ना, उसको पूछने के तरफ लेके जाने के लिए, इट्स लाइक ट्राइंग टू टीच स्विमिंग टू समबडी. नो अमाउंट ऑफ पीपीटी प्रेजेंटेशन ट्रेनिंग्स विल हेल्प टू गेट अस देयर, राइट? वो करवाना ही पड़ेगा.
So it's a mindset change. Basically, a mindset
वो
change.
सीखने से नहीं होगा, वो करने से होगा. तो how do you do that? So you bring him along to that meeting. So let's say somebody senior is talking and that particular person observes. तो हमारे यहाँ जितने भी ऐसे कस्टमर के साथ कॉल होते हैं ना, उसके बाद हमारा एक इंटरनल मीटिंग होता है वेयर वी डिस्कस इंटरनली कि ये कॉल में से क्या सीखने को मिला.
Correct, correct.
And that is the reason we put huge emphasis on learning. So today is Saturday and every Saturday we have learning sessions. So today we had our corporate mentor, Mr. Nandak Pandya, and he had discussion or training for 3 long hours. That was participated by 77 people of our team. तो ये बहुत जरूरी है कि टीम को खुल के पूछने का, बोलने का आदत पड़े. वो सिखाने से होगा सर.
Nimesh, you're absolutely right, but as I said earlier, you know, if you have to engage the prospects in discussions, you have to have the right set of questions to ask.
हाँ, obviously. So that will also,
now,
I think, will
earlier,
be
in the earlier part of your session,
manager.
In the earlier part, yeah, exactly. So, so we follow this practice of taking new joinees, you know, on buddy callings. You know, so let's say if you have a new customer, a new person joining in sales, okay, he would kind of accompany the seniors, you know, for the sales calls, you know, like a buddy calling.
Yes.
And he will have his own takeaways from there. Okay, we do a debriefing session after we've done the call. That what did you gather from this conversation?
Yes.
I could, you know, the senior could also be wrong in some cases. You know, so we kind of take a bright spark idea from the other guys. So what do you think should have been the correct approach with this customer, right? But as I said, if you don't have the right question set to ask the customer, one is question set related to sales management, and the second question set is related to product management, right? Both are equally important in the ratio that we are talking about.
Absolutely right, sir.
Without which it doesn't work, absolutely. So
yes.
I think we need to just come out of that fear of losing the opportunity. That's the reason why most of the time we don't ask so many questions. You know?
Yes, sir.
Thanks for giving me the time to talk, Nimesh.
Thank you very much, sir. Yeah, your contribution adds to the entire session.
Thank you so much.
And if anyone has any question, we can take up that, or otherwise I would like to thank all of you for giving us your time and attention, and we hope to deliver such more sessions which will be useful to you. So have a great weekend. Stay safe. Help your family stay safe.
Same to you, Nimesh.
Thank you very much. Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, bye.